I think we can place today's video under the header of Arrowhead Just Cooked Part 2, as they just released another update that includes what looks to be the beginning of a much-needed armor passive rework. I've got to say, I love to see these changes, and once you see them, I think you will too. There's also been some swift responses to major issues brought on by the Heart of Democracy update, another massive download and update, news on crashes, and even more. I do, however, have one quick ask, though, before we dive into all of this, as there seems to be some YouTube shenanigans currently ongoing with channel subscribers not receiving my channel upload notifications. And here's what we can do about it. If you can take just a moment to confirm you have rung this channel's notifications bell and have set the alerts to receive all notifications, I, in turn, will do my part by limiting the alert spam and delivering the absolute highest level of content possible. Sound like a win? All right, so let's get into all the latest news from Helldivers. Normally, I would dive into the galactic table and the current standings within the Illuminate-centric major order, and trust me, we're going to get to all of that. There's a lot of it, but we need to start off with the surprise update Arrowhead just handed down with instant relief and lasting effects. So let's get into it. Patch 1.003.003 just dropped, and it almost equals the entire Heart of Democracy update in terms of size, showing here at 11.4 gigs for me on PC. By the way, I know my PS5 viewers out there are going to post the PlayStation update size down in chat. Please and thank you. And first off, we've got to take a look at the game changers here, which is here at the top of the lineup, Armor Passive Change. Here's what it says. After hard-fought battles on Super Earth, our Masters of Ceremony have become more grizzled and stronger. With their limbs not suffering any breakages, Helldivers adorned with these armors are finding themselves able to reload faster and punch harder. Those are the two key terms there. We have been monitoring your feedback in regards to armors and their passives. We have made some adjustments to the Masters of Ceremony armors, adding 2 extra perks. Listen to this, viewers. Increased reload speed of primary weapons by 30%. That's been added to those armors. Increased melee damage by 50%. We will monitor sentiment around this and assess going forward. This is and has been a hot topic within the Helldivers community ever since the dawn of time, and to see Arrowhead take the community feedback about reinforced epaulets and then to rework it from an armor passive, and let's be honest here, a passive nobody was going to use, to now a triple perk armor set with a little something for everyone, this is a game changer. Now, back when I reviewed the Masters of Ceremony Warbond, I gave the drip factor for these armors an 11 out of 10, but the armor passive was just overly weak. But by slapping on the reload passive from 𝗙𝗁𝗍 along with half of the melee bonus from 𝗙𝗀𝗁𝗍, they've now given us a lineup here with this armor set that's kind of a jack-of-all-trades setup, much like we have with the Killzone sets. First off, for all my Helldiver faithful out there watching this video, I wanted to let you know I love and appreciate the fact that you support the channel, but for right now, I also want you to drop me a comment down below with your thoughts to where reinforced epaulets, let's call it version 2.0, lands for you. I really want to read your feedback on this one. We've got a triple perk passive, but also I want you to include another armor passive in the game and what you would do to make it more effective. For instance, Scout, integrated explosives, and gunslinger are all on my personal list of armor passives I don't connect with. I mean, your selections could be different, so list them out in a comment and maybe what you would do to change them up for the better. Moving on, and there are 6 crash fixes in today's update as well, which include things like browsing and interacting with the weapon customizations menu too quickly. Heard of that one. There's also one here for exiting the takedown overship missions after joining mid-session. There's also one for when joining repel invasion fleet missions, aka lasers everywhere mode. Another undefined crash for repel invasion fleet. A crash related to audio issues. And finally, a crash when dropping into a game that is already heading back to the Super Destroyer. We've all been experiencing the horror and tankiness of the Leviathans on the defense missions where they spawn in, target the generators and it's over before you know it. And Arrowhead saw that comment a lot and has made the changes so Levs no longer target power generators on that mission type. That's a big W right there. Now, we also saw a similar thing back when the automaton factory striders were introduced. They would get dropped into this mission and could fire over the walls directly at the generators, and unless you were very quick with the takedowns, the mission was over. Next up was one that I've seen a lot, and I've been reading your comments, and so I know you have too. Weapons not reloading after switching equipment while holding a stratagem ball, which was crazy to experience because you would switch and be left holding a weapon that was empty and couldn't be reloaded. And finally, some miscellaneous changes here and fixes, including one hilarious one here at the end. But there's a few here related to Leviathans, which seems to have wreaked havoc from the moment they hit the game, not only on the game, but also in terms of performance. Illuminate interference on Super Earth clocks. And finally, the funny one, Helldivers should no longer be branded traitors from civvies willingly stepping on mines, which I have fallen victim to more than once. You lay down the minefield trap for the squid, and along comes a group of Super Earth's finest, all looking to commit seppuku. Yeah, anyways, I'll include a link to the patch notes in the video description and pinned comment, but leave me some feedback on any of these changes, and there's a bunch of them, especially the beginning of the armor passive reworks, as I'm genuinely interested to see what you have to say about that one. Next up, we have dual dispatches coming in from Helldivers High Command, starting off with our failure notice on the last Illuminate invasion MO, and here's what it says. The ultimate test of our resolve continues. Millions have perished, countless votes, dreams, and tax revenue has been cruelly extinguished by the Illuminate Scourge. Though the Helldivers fought with unquestioning obedience, overwhelming enemy numbers prevented our heroes from completing the required number of operations. With this brief window of opportunity now forcibly closed, the chance to strike a mighty blow against our invaders has evaded us. Illuminate fleet strength is now estimated at 24% of its original operating power. 4 megacities remain standing, yet the spirit of our soldiers remains unbreakable. Even amidst such devastating sacrifice, force sentiment surveys confirm that unit morale remains at 100%. That last line's kind of peak. The end of this conflict approaches. Liberty guide us all. I'm gonna hold my tongue for right now about how I feel about this failure notice, as we were constantly holding well over 100,000 concurrent players all throughout this weekend and absolutely doing our part to smash the squid in the chops. To see us come up that short and be that close to pulling it off? Anyways, as one major order ends, another one begins, or shall I say, another 2 MOs begin, which I've never seen, but here's the latest dispatch. The battle for Super Earth enters its final phase. The survival of freedom hangs in the balance. For days on end, we have defied annihilation. We have resisted tyranny. We have demonstrated the unified might of managed democracy. The cost has been grievous. Multiple megacities, all of which have stood for thousands and thousands of years, have been reduced to rubble. Their ruins are solemn reminders of the real human cost of unprovoked, wanton butchery wielded with abandon by alien superpowers. Yes! But these sacrifices have not been for nothing. Tireless Helldiver and Siege resistance has reduced Illuminate fleet strength to 24%. Once depleted, the enemy will no longer have the means to sustain their assault. High Command anticipates an all-out assault to take the final 4 mega cities. The Illuminate have spent a century preparing for this invasion. They will hold back nothing. What has come before was the preamble. This is the end game. Duty, loyalty, obedience. The watchwords of the Super Earth Armed Forces. Now words must become action. The Helldivers have their orders. Hold Super Earth. And the TLDR here looks like this. Just over 3 days of crushing 200 million bots to repair the DSS. Damn that thing. But there it is. And we are nearly 50% done with this one, and 3 days left to get it done. Explain that one to me. And the other major order is to hold Super Earth, and that one is sitting at just under 4 days left on the counter, also for a whopping 75 medals. And finally, your daily order is to successfully extract from Illuminate missions 3 times, which will earn you a tidy 15 medals. Anyways, that's it for today. We've got a hell of a lot to discuss here. I mean, that's for sure. Our first 3 passive armor set is now in the game. I can't wait to test and try that one out. We have dual MOs running simultaneously. When has that ever happened? Tons of players online and falling just short of the MO. And of course, the Illuminate fleet has fallen to now just 24% left on their invasion counter. The next 4 days is going to be spicy. That's for damn sure. Thanks for watching. It feels great to be flexing my chops again on some Helldivers content. Please take a moment to hit subscribe, and like I mentioned earlier, please check in on those notifications. And remember to hit the bell and set it to receive all notifications from this channel. Thanks to our current channel members who help support the creation of content just like this. And until the next one, this is 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐴 signing off.